Hello there, welcome to my channel, Maze's Life, where I'm terrible at managing money, but trying to get better. So with today's video, I'm going to go over my August 2025 monthly debt confessions. In my last debt confessions for July, I went over the why I move around my money and I move around my debts from one debt to another debt. Then I did a video on my mid-year annual spending plan that showed you how much debt is, or how much my payments are actually getting applied to debt, and then how much my payments are actually getting applied to interest. And then my financial milestones went deeper more into that as well. And I explain why I did all those things in those previous videos, which I can have linked at the end of this video for you to watch if you have not watched those videos already. In this video, I'm going to go over my August debt confession, but I'm also going to go over the why of why I am showing my older debt progress, since this is into July, early August is when my mental health started taking a decline with my financial journey because of things that were happening at my main job, my older main job as a tax collector, and with my second job. All right. So let's just go ahead and get started, and then I'll touch more about those situations while we, progress. So I have my Chase Freedom credit card. That card, the balance went down $338.45 month to month. Oh, and look, what I usually say at the beginning of these videos is my debts are organized by my credit cards here and then my loans here. They are originally listed from smallest debt to largest debt. As you can see, some things have changed, but also I have added new debt since I started this journey. Again, you have to watch my last July video to find out why I do that, but these cards are new. All right, so then moving on to my next card. So I have my California Coast Credit Union card. So this payment, or let me see, this balance went down $42.17. Then my Chase Edge and my USAA Signature card, those two cards are closed. Then I have my City Diamond card. This card, there's a 0% promotional interest rate that ends in October of 2025. So let me go ahead and write these down here because I did last time. And once I start this, kind of like someone had mentioned using a debt tracker that has the interest already in it. And I'm going to start doing that. But for right now, I just like the consistency month to month of these. But I'm going to include a section for interest pretty soon. All right. Then I have my Bank of America Platinum cards. So this card is 0% until November 2025. So that is why you can see that I put a much larger payment down on this card. It was because I want to pay off this card before the promotional balance ends, and I have a much higher balance than this card. Even though this card is getting paid off sooner, this card I will for sure be able to make the payment. But this one, if I had to pay over $3,200 in a single month, I wouldn't be able to. Then I have my USA rate card. So this card, the balance went up $1,342.62. So I explained last video about me moving money around, and then I also explained how with my USA rate card, that's the card that I usually will just whip out without thinking and just buy stuff. So, with my second job, as I stated in my last video, I was working July 4th. This year, July 4th was amazing. It was 80 something degrees. Normally it's in the 90s or 100s. And it was 80 something degrees. We're gonna get double pay or time and a half. And I was so excited. Sorry, my cat. I was so excited. And we talked about it constantly with the employees and the managers and the supervisors and the leads. Everyone talked about, oh, make sure you get your training done in time so that you can get your time and a half. Make sure you get your training done. And it just was like constant. Every single day it was brought up about getting our time and a half for 4th of July because we needed to have training done, and they were using the 4th of July time and a half pay as motivation for us to get our training done, saying that if we didn't get our training done by July 1st, we would not get to work 4th of July and get time and a half. Now, it turns out that we did not get time and a half. It was just regular, normal pay, and me included, but there were several other employees who were emailing and texting and calling the higher ups, because we just worked in a parking lot, but we were emailing and texting and calling the higher ups daily for weeks. And after about 4 weeks, we were finally given the notice that, sorry, it was a miscommunication. Only certain employees get the time and a half. And out of everyone, I want to say about 75 of us, only one supervisor got the time and a half that I'm aware of. There could have been one other supervisor, but for sure only one supervisor got the time and a half pay. And out of retaliation, all of the employees started stealing money. And so that's why I'm not going to mention the company. And they're fully aware of this. So they all started, so basically we're a parking lot. We accept credit card payments only, or if you prepaid, we'll scan your prepaid voucher when you come into the parking lot. They were taking cash, and obviously they only take credit cards, so they were just pocketing the cash. And there were several employees taking up to like $900 home in a single night in just cash. And they were making sure that they weren't getting caught by making sure that they always had change. And they would always tell the customer, just, hey, like, it's 30 with card, but if between me and you, I'll charge you 20 with cash. And they'd be like, okay, all right, I could do that. And it was up to $50 for a parking ticket. Anywhere from, I think, $20 to $50 to park, depending on where in the lot you parked and what day. And everyone was talking about it. Everybody was like, hey, like, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. Like, hey, like, for the people who weren't cashiers, they would give their buddies who were what we call flaggers, they give their buddy, the flagger, a little tip. Supervisors were in on it. That the supervisors who didn't get their time and a half, like I said, one, maybe two got it, but the other ones did not. Like, they were all in on it, and everybody stopped working. Everybody started smoking substances while they were working, and it was just like, I am there and I'm working and I can't steal. It's just against my integrity. I just can't steal. And not only can I just not steal for my integrity, but also I can't steal because I want to be a tax collector. And if I get caught stealing on my, records, does not look good. So everyone was taking money. Everyone was getting, they would say, well, I'm gonna get my holiday pay. I'm gonna make sure I can get mine. And everybody was. And I was just like, wow, everybody gets to steal it. I don't. I know this sounds so bad. But I was like, everybody gets to steal it. I don't. And I was so sad because I missed out on my money. I missed out on my vacation with my friends for my holiday. We always go camping for 3 days, and I haven't done it 2 years in a row, and this year would have been perfect. And I also got lied to, and I just felt used, and there was nothing I could do about it. I couldn't retaliate, and I couldn't quit because I needed the money, and I needed this money because I'm on this debt payoff journey that I just have to pay off my debts. And so I just ended up spending all kinds of money to like cope and use as retail therapy. And I also started cutting my hours. I calculated, okay, the minimum amount that I needed to not work was, or the minimum amount that I needed, to pay my bills was, I think, $400 a month, give or take. So I significantly cut my hours, and I gave away a bunch of shifts. And yeah, but it was a reality check where I also work in this parking lot, and it's mainly younger guys and girls, and every single night they're out drinking. They buy maybe $500 a night in bottles. Maybe this is not every single night, but this is 3-4 nights out of the week. They're spending $500 on alcoholic bottles, on weed, on food, because they just got done smoking, on other substances that I will not say. And they're going out gambling, and they're going to different strip clubs. Now, mind you, I've never been to a strip club. I don't have any chance to go to a strip club, but it's like, these are the people that are my age doing things that I just get to hear about, because I can't do anything fun, and I can't quit my job or steal money like how I want to, because I have all this debt. And I asked them about their debt, and they're like, yeah, we have payments too. We have debt too. And they don't care. So then I get really sad thinking, why should I care? My peers don't. My peers and I are in the exact same spot. We're in the exact same spot. The only difference is they're having fun and I'm miserable. Yeah. So that is what happened at my second job. Then at my older main job as a tax collector, I touched on this in my 6-month New Year's resolution update video, but if you haven't seen that video, I was a tax collector at this company for 4 years, or should I say agency, for 4 years, and my boss I was looking for promotions, and I did not get a promotion after a year. I was applying for everything. And you can say it's a new job, but where I work, we say a promotion is anywhere you just get more money. Whether it's the same job or a new job, it's all a promotion. So I was looking for a promotion for a year. After a year, I told my boss, like, hey, I can't get a promotion within the tax collector field, so I'm going to start looking outside of the tax collection field. And he told me, don't worry about it. I'm actually going to give you a promotion. You're going to get it within the next 6 months. This was in November 2023. And I said, okay, great. yes, I'm excited. I can't wait. And that was kind of the end of the conversation. Next thing you know, January 2024, I tell my boss, like, hey, like, I'm still hoping to get the promotion. And he's like, yes, don't worry about it. Like, you should still get it. It's just all in the works, you know. It takes a long time to approve such things. And I said, okay, yeah, that's fine. Then in March, I tell my boss again. I'm like, yeah, I'm just so you know, like, I know you said you're gonna give me the promotion, but I am still applying other places. I had stopped from November to March because he said he was gonna give me the promotion. But because of all the whispers and the rumors that I was hearing, I figured that I would just go ahead and, sorry, my cat's being loud. Let me throw something at them. Oh, let me not. I figured, you know, I would just apply elsewhere just in case the rumors are true. And he goes, well, I just want you to know that I know I said you get the promotion, but there's things that are happening and I don't think I'm gonna give it to you anymore. I don't even know what's going on. And I said, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I kind of heard the rumors that there wouldn't be any promotions. And then in May, it's like May 10th, 2024, I get an email that a guy who had only been there 1 year got a promotion and I didn't. And I had been there almost 4 years at that point. It had been 4 years in August. And I talked to him about it and I was like, hey, congratulations on your promotion. He's like, yeah, when they told me about it, they brought me to a room. He's like, I thought I was gonna get fired. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, I guess, well, at least you got a promotion. And he's like, yep, I'm happy. Like, he's like, they told me I'm gonna get another one in another year. And I'm like, wow, I've been at my job for 4 years. I do the bulk of the work with tax collection for these accounts. I'm gonna make up numbers on specifically, but let's say I work with these types of taxes. There are 100,000 people that pay these specific type of taxes. I was doing 80,000 of them myself, and my other 2 coworkers did the remaining 20,000. Like, one did 15 and one did 5,000 accounts. And then I also did all of the teaching. So I would teach the other tax collectors how to handle my types of tax accounts. And I wasn't just teaching a few people, I was teaching everyone. And I was creating the curriculum to teach everyone. And so I'm not saying that to brag, I'm saying that I don't think there was anything else that I could have done to earn a promotion. I was already going above and beyond with just work and then with extracurricular activities because I didn't have to teach anyone how to do my taxes or handle taxes for my tax program because my other employees weren't, my other coworkers weren't. And so that's why I left my old job. And then the reason why I had started looking for a promotion to begin with was because someone on my team got promoted. And I was like, okay, they got promoted, maybe I'm next. And so I started taking on all these extra activities to get promoted. And the reason why they were promoted was because they were taught an entirely new tax program that I wasn't given the opportunity to learn. I wasn't given the opportunity. When I asked for the opportunity, I was instead told, work this instead, do this instead. And so they were given the opportunity. And I wasn't upset with either of these 2 people. I'm not upset with either of these 2 people. All they did was their job. But they got rewarded for doing their job, and I didn't. So I left the tax collection job. And then in the same month, fast forward a year, August 2025, I hear that those guys got promoted again. I hear that those guys got promoted again, and on my team, to replace me, they had to hire 4 more people. So instead of me being promoted, they had to hire 4 more people. Me being promoted would have cost, I think, like $900 a month extra. But hiring 4 extra people was about $5,000 per person a month, in salary. So I was like, why? I was like, why? They would rather me not get promoted and not succeed than save money. And I was watching a bunch of YouTuber, her name is Brittany, it's called Cash, and I wrote it down, Cash and Calling. And she was complaining about being a taxpayer. And in the comment, I said, I feel the exact same way as a taxpayer and then also as a tax collector and as a government employee. Like, there's things that happen where I'm like, how much money are you wasting that I have to pay taxes on? But anyways. And then with my main job, well, I've talked long enough. Maybe I'll say that for another video. But all that happened within a 30-day time window. The not getting paid what I was supposed to be paying, being lied to. The coworker who got promoted again. And the finding out that they would rather hire 4 more people, cost an extra $20,000 in salary a month, than give me a promotion that costs $900 a salary a month. It was just, this was a terrible month. Okay, let's move on. My Chase Sapphire card, that card is closed. My City Double Cash card, that card went down the minimum balance. The promotion is over, I think, what did I put last month? I have it right here. Okay, it's 0% until May 26. And then Wells Fargo is 0% until April 26. And then my Discover card went down the minimum balance of $69. And that one is 0% until November of 26. All right. So month to month, my credit cards did still go down. I know I had a terrible month with my USA rate, and if I hadn't, my credit card debt balance would have gone down a lot more. But like I said, it was a trying month, but it still went down. That's still enough to color in one box in my debt picture. So let's move down to my loans. My Vivint loan went down the minimum monthly payment of $37.16. My student loans, there's 5 of those. Oh, that went down the minimum monthly payment minus what goes to interest, and that's $88.32. My auto loan went down $262.08. Then my personal loan went down $507.75. And then month to month, my loans went down $895.31. And so my total debt month to month is not as good as it was last month, but it's still good. And it went down $1,379.31. So now let's move down. This video's already long enough. So then I have my total debt tracker. This tracks my total debt, so we get a yearly view of my monthly update and my monthly progress. After, let's see here, for August, because we still pay down debt, I can color in 2 boxes. I wonder when I'm going to throw that highlighter away. I have plenty. But August 25. All right, each box was worth $718. That's why I can color in 2 boxes, because we paid off almost $1,400, but of course we had some balance left over from the previous month that allowed me to color in a little bit more. All right, then I have my credit cards. So pull back up my debt picture here. So we started off with credit card debt of $30,626.05. Our new balance as of this month was $23,366.31. If I divide that by how much each box is worth, which is $307, that means I can have a total of 23 boxes colored. Wait a second. 25, 24, 23. Oh, okay, yeah. Yep. One box I can color in. Colored in ugly last time. So it's just the one box, but it's better than nothing, especially because you can see on here that I don't get to color in the boxes every single month. I have plenty of slip-ups, just like how I did this month, but I'm just getting better. I don't know. Hopefully that's the reason. Okay, then for my loans. So I started off in September 2023 with $41,099.62 worth of debt. My new balance for this month was $20,567.69 worth of loan debt. And was that about halfway? Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can color in to the 50% box. I'm so close. Gosh dang it. Look at that. Let me do that again. Nice. 49.95. So close to 50%. I kind of want to cheat, but I'm not going to. But I want to. So I am over 49% of the way there, but I'm not going to color into the next box until I get that milestone, because it's only going to hurt me in the long run if I cheat. All right, so there you have it. That is it. That is the breakdown of my now less than $44,000 worth of debt. Thank you for following along. If you stayed to the end of the video, I'd love to have you join this debt payoff journey with me. So hit subscribe, click the like, and leave a comment down below if you would like. My next video will be out tomorrow, and if you have any advice whatsoever, please leave it down below, as I would greatly appreciate it. But other than that, thank you, and until then, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.